What did that? A flying cow? The state of that. So I ended up helping out a holiday boat yesterday because they were trying to get into a mooring that was too short for them, and they were going to be dangerous. They're going to have the back end sticking out. But it was a mooring that we could get into. They'd already bumped into the boat in front. I could see that the owners of that boat weren't very happy. So I said to them, Mrs. L said to them, there is another mooring back. We'd come past a bigger mooring earlier on, a longer mooring. So I'd said to them, you know, if you carry on, we can go into that spot. You can take the bigger mooring back there. So off they went. So we moored up and then felt a bit guilty that maybe the mooring wasn't big enough for them. So I thought I'll go and have a walk back. Well, they hadn't gone into the bigger mooring, which they would have got into, but they'd gone the other side of the bridge where there were no pins, no rings. And so I thought, well, I'll help them moor up because I could see they were struggling a bit. The hire company that they were using had not given them any of those. They'd given them two bank pins, and that's the only way they could moor it. But they hadn't got this on. They hadn't got the D piece on. So they were just a straight bar. One of them hadn't even got this top bit on, where at least that can then hold the rope. So the one was just a smooth bar. I had to put it in at such a strange angle to make sure that the rope wouldn't slide off. I assumed they got on all right, but how irresponsible of a hire company to send novices out without the proper equipment. Do you know what I mean? They take thousands of pounds a week off these people and they can't even give them the bloody equipment. Unbelievable. I was beyond furious. Because the world criticises these boaters, holiday boaters. What chance do they stand? They're a novice in charge of a 65-foot boat, and they haven't even got the kit to moor it. It's not acceptable. I shall put away my soapbox. Morning, mate. You all right? Yes, thank you. This has been a really beautiful set of locks. Really beautiful. Just glanced across and I thought, oh, bit of bird drop in there. I have to clean that off. And I looked down and I'm like, what the hell was that? What did that? A flying cow? The state of that. I'm going to need a bloody hammer and chisel to get that off. Yeah, it's really lovely up here, really lovely. That's always a really sad sight, isn't it? sunken boat. Look at that. Someone's pride and joy that once. Oh dear. So we're about to pass through some narrows at some point along here. I don't actually quite know how narrow is. So this is what's known as Woodseaves Cutting, which is very impressive actually. I mean, I would assume all of this would have had to have been dug out, or I suppose probably had to be dynamited, because there's a lot of rocks at the side, very steep rocks, so yeah, they'll have had to have exploded this out, I think. But it's all very narrow through here. We're hoping to get a clear run, see how that goes. So it's at this point you don't want to see the bow of another boat, but I'd say as a pirate, the bridge is ours. You know, we own it, we're in. Yeah, we're all good, darling, straight through. Well, if you were wearing a microphone, everyone would hear what your question was. I think they're just holding it in place. It's the rocks behind the stonework. I'd guess probably at some point it's started, I don't know, coming away a bit. So this bit that you can see on the end is like a big washer holding it in. Do a bit of a shimmy around a big nettle then. How's it going, missus? You excited? So we did the right thing and let that boat come through, because we could spot that we were in a slightly wider section. And we had no idea how much narrower or if there's any other wide spots down here. So we thought, let's take the opportunity to sit in a passing point. That's another boat down there. Yeah. But we're committed now, so what will be will be. It's beautiful through here. Just a bit logistically difficult at times. Challenging is a good word. He might have a wide spot down there. It is. Well, it gets a bit brighter over there, so I'm assuming we're getting to the end of the tall banks and trees.
Which number is it?
Don't know. Might be on the other side. "56. And thank you, Woodseaves Cutting. You've been very beautiful. Look at that, love that. Look at those smoke rings coming off that. Fantastic. Remember last time we did the Shropshire Union, we came up from the other way. We only came as far as Wheaton, but the bridge architecture and just the way they sort of spread across valleys, it was just beautiful. Always incredible how much quieter it is at the bow. I need to spend more time at the bow. So serene, so relaxing. They were built in 1832 to a design by William Povis and under the instruction of the very famous Thomas Telford. Bridge 39, also known as High Bridge, was built to carry the road from Newcastle-under-Lyme to Newport, as now known as the A519. A very obvious double arch due to the addition of a strainer arch being added shortly after its construction due to the immense pressure being exerted onto the bridge from the cutting walls. Then in 1861, a telegraph pole was positioned on the strainer arch, and though this is no longer functional, has no wires, it's been retained for historic purposes. It's also said to be haunted by a black, shaggy-coated being known as the Monkey Man, said to be the ghost of a boatman drowned here in the 19th century. Woo! And this is the closest I've ever been to a kingfisher. Absolutely stunning. day. We're approaching Brood, and as you can see, the skies are darkening. Whether we're going to get there before we get wet, I don't know. Somehow, I don't think so.